It's going to be a very, very wacky Wednesday. A very wacky Wednesday. A very wacky Wednesday. I mean, today is going to be probably the craziest day I think I've had in a long time. We are how do I want to put it? We had to pay out money 3 weeks ago that we did not have to do. And it has really really put a pinch on the business. And I honestly I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to recover. I just don't know if there is a way to recover from what we had to pay out. And it is not good. And but I wanted to go over something that I found out. I just watched a video no more than an hour ago. And it gave me a complete picture. I mean a complete picture on why Mattel decided to drop Tyco. I couldn't believe it. I was watching this video. So in 1998, okay, they hired a female CEO at Mattel, and that she was going to do this great thing with Barbie. You know, she was going to, maybe it was a little earlier, but she was going to really help Barbie. And then, well, that's the same time frame that they bought Tyco from Tyco Industries, 97, 98. So all these times are together, okay? So 1997, 98, Mattel was on this buying spree. They're buying all this stuff. Well, then the Mattel CEO, because it's 1998 and all of a sudden computer programs are just the hottest thing. Everybody wants to get a computer program. They want to buy all this new technology. Mattel didn't have any of it. They noticed their sales were dropping by 30%. And so they needed a company to buy so they would get them into the I guess you could call it the computer age, you know, computers. I mean, you got to understand, and I lived through it because I had Young's Newsstand, okay? And a lot of you maybe be too young. A lot of you might be millennials, but I lived through it because I had Young's Newsstand. I opened Young's Newsstand 1998 or 1988. All right, that was before the the internet. Okay, 98, I had a computer, but it was an Amstrad word processor, but it was a computer, and I could buy programs, and I was doing my own spreadsheets. I was doing my own taxes. And then all of a sudden, 1990. See, this is what people, they live in a 10-year time frame where they don't really know what's going on because they're living in the now. But 1990, the computer age was just now taking on. People were buying computers. They were putting them together. My friend Mark Dixon that worked he was a professor. He used to come in and get all the computer magazines. I would sell tons of computer magazines, okay? Everybody wanted to know the latest on computers. And so Mattel wanted to get in on that craze in 1997. And they bought the Learning Curve from guess who? Mr. Leary, Mr. Wonderful, they call him. Well, it was a $4 billion loss for Mattel. $4 billion loss. They bought this company thinking it was going to be great. It was nothing. So they had that loss, plus they had just bought Tyco, okay, within those 2-3. And they're probably looking at all this stuff saying, you know what? We can cut our losses with Tyco, and that's what they did. They fired the CEO too in 2000, and then they ended up selling the learning company for basically a trade. They didn't make any money on it. They lost $4 billion. Think about that. How do you lose? And then this is what I don't understand. So the CEO that was at Mattel, okay, she was fired or told to leave, and she was given a $40 to $50 million severance pay. How do you do that? I really don't understand it. That's the only thing that I have with, and then it was explained that a lot of the board members really didn't have a stake in the company. And there you go. So if you wonder why So you wonder why, if you wonder why Mattel basically ditched Tyco, and why did they do it? That is the reason. There's no other reason other than they lost $4 billion. They went to the same they basically owed, so they had to basically shell out $4 billion. I just try to get it around that. And Mr. O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, he made $4 billion. You can't fault him. You got these and the board at Mattel, they were so excited. They were so excited about buying this company. They didn't even see the problems that they were buying. They didn't see the screw up that was about to befall them. And so people now, I have a better picture on why let's see, went with the same club size, huh? What with Bryan's Wednesday people went with I don't understand, Sam's Club. I don't get it. Sometimes his text messages are about as coherent as a dead toe. No, you're probably right. Mattel did rule in the 70s, but all that money they made, they literally, this is what I just find absolutely amazing. And that's another question. Hey, Siri, how much did Mattel pay for Tyco Industries back in 1997? $755 million was approved 1997, nearly 10%, 2,000 jobs of the company was combined workforce. Man, they opened in 1926. Unbelievable. So it was a private company from 1926 to 1970. Then it was subsidiary from 1970 to 1997 when it was sold. So it was a private company nearly 100 years. Well, not 27, 19, for 70 years. Almost, no, about 50, 26 to 1970. It was a private company. And then it was a subsidiary from 1970 to 1997. $550 million. Or $700 million. Consolidated Food. It was sold as Consolidated Food. Unbelievable. They had sales of $769 million in 1992. And then it all evaporated. It's amazing how companies can just purchased by Mattel. See, this is what I mean, I was watching this video this morning going, well, I decided to watch it because it was this female took over and she was all into Barbie, and then she bought this the learning company for $4 billion from Kevin Leary, Mr. Wonderful. And in 2 years, they lost every penny. And you wonder why we don't have Tyco anymore. That's a prime example right there. How these companies they're forced into these conglomerates, and it just screws everything up. Just screws everything up. I'm gonna bear myself a little bit here today, because I'm gonna do something I normally don't do. Okay. So I hope everybody, the business would be like walking in a minefield. I'm glad I failed it every time I tried, or else someone would steal it. Mattel bought Tyco, one reason, Matchbox. Well, I mean, that could be the Matchbox, but the fact of the matter is that she bought the learning company in the same time frame, 1998, for $4 billion. How do you recover? They're having to cut their losses. And so what they did is they probably just said, you know what? We don't need Tyco anymore, and we'll get rid of slot cars. Slot cars is not our core, a niche item. And so they looked at it and said, well, you know what? We're done with that. We washed our hand with that. They sold it all to REH, and that was it. We're done with all slot cars. And so for a company that was business since 1926, all of a sudden to be sold to Mattel and just scrapped all the product that they were making over the last 1960, 60s, 70s, 80s, all just evaporated. We'll just throw it away.
The Maui Police Department.
You know, okay, so here's what happened. The learning company was selling, she had Carmen San Diego. They had like 4 product lines, which in the beginning, when computers were still, you wanted to have the software and everything. Then it became online. So a lot of these games were transferring online. And so the learning company, all their sales and they had no new product. They had no new product when they sold it to Tyco. No new product in the pipeline. And this is the way it was. That's why you had listen, I experienced it at Toy Fair, 1998, 1999, 2000. We would have people come in and they wanted to buy all these toys because they're creating a website and millions of people are going to go to the website. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And that's why you had the .com bust. People were investing millions of dollars into all these websites that never materialized. They never materialized. And people were just throwing money here. And it all just evaporated in the .com bubble. And believe it or not, I experienced it. I was all a part of it at Irwin Toy. Okay, we experienced the whole thing at Irwin Toy. We would have people nowadays. See, at all these shows nowadays, it's Amazon. everybody that comes through all these shows, the show that I'm doing in ASD, you're going to have all these Amazon people because they want to try to find the cheap product that they can put on Amazon, okay, and make some money. Well, first of all, Amazon's going to take anywhere from 20 to 30% of your margin right off the bat. Number two, they don't lose a penny, Amazon. So if you have any returns, that's all coming back to you. Amazon is not losing a dime, okay? It's all back on you, okay? That's why I did sell on Amazon about 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Okay, I sold Godzilla dolls, and see, they couldn't get a hold of these Godzilla dolls. Then all of a sudden they cut me off at Christmas. Now I ended up selling all my Godzilla dolls at a great price, but I realized this is all a scam. This is all a scam at Amazon. They're trying to find hot products that they can now sell and make a margin on. And it's not the mom and pop place to be. And they're not losing a penny on anything. So any company that sends stuff to Amazon, they're not paying for it. They're just storing it there at their warehouse. And then once they know that an item is very popular, then they'll go ahead and buy it, but they're going to buy it at their price and no returns. You're going to take all the returns. It's called, I'll think of the name of it in a minute, but retailers have had this practice for ever since the beginning, you know. So if something doesn't sell, the retailer is not taking the hit on that, okay? They are basically, they have like, it's kind of like not a shortage, but it's called, not a kickback. Well, you can call it a chargeback. So they will allow, so when you make your deal, let's say you make a deal with Walmart, and Walmart will say, okay, listen, in our deal, we're gonna allow you 2% of returns. So at the end of the year, that Walmart can credit or take off 2%. Sometimes it's as high as 10% of whatever they owe you. So if and this is the problem that we had with SCX, because we sold SCX to Target, 1997. 98, no, sorry, 2007, 8, 9, 10. We sold at Target. Well, the last year at Target, they had over 250,000 now in returns. Now, that was $1 million sales, but they had a 20% return rate. Maybe it wasn't 250, maybe it was a 20%. That's right. It was a 20% return rate. Okay? And they called me and they asked me, says, "Why are there so many returns?" Or no, Spain called me and they said, "Target is wanting to know why they have so many returns on our product." And I told them, I said, it's the cars and it's the hand throttles. You got that dumb turbo button. And these things are all creating a broken product after they use it. And Spain didn't want to pay they didn't want to pay it. And so, and that's why they never were able to sell at Target anymore, because they didn't pay Target their defectives, and that's why they lost the business at Target. Everybody has it. Every retailer has a chargeback, okay, to cover any returns at defective, because they're not. It's just what everybody understands. You know, the mom and pop has to recoup the losses. So if I lose something, it's my fault. Okay. I can't go to all my vendors and say, "Hey, I want a kickback," or "I want money back for something that was returned to me." No, that's not the way it is. Okay. That's just the operations of a loss. And retailers, they're not taking a loss on anything. They are not taking a loss on anything, okay? And I am not doing the greatest today. I'm not really in a good mood today. I'm not because, and I want to tell you why. I want to kind of explain to you why I've been so kind of up and down and moody and all that, and frustrated, and I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but it's this house. I wanted to try to help my son Daniel, and when I saw this property, it was vacant, and I just said, you know what, maybe we buy this property and we can turn it into a house real quick. Well, it wasn't a real quick deal, and it has cost more money than I really have to do it, and now you can say to yourself, well, you shouldn't have done that, Bryan. Yes, okay, fine. Or you could say, well, this is a good investment. Okay, fine. Or you could say, well, just suck it up, Bryan, and we don't really care about what your circumstances are. We just want you to be happy, and we want you to just keep selling us stuff. And so I will. So if you're just now joining the live stream, I will go over this again real quick. So I found out, I was watching a video on YouTube about 1998. They had Mattel had this female CEO that was going to reinvent Mattel Barbie, and that Barbie was just going to be this greatest thing. Well, at the same time, 1999 was, and 98 was also the internet and the .com and computers. It was the everybody was buying computers. Every month you were buying another computer. Laptops, everything. That was the hottest thing, was laptops. And so Mattel wanted to be in the computer industry. So they bought the Learning Company for $4 billion after paying $755 million for Tyco 2 years earlier in 1997. It's only 2 years, or 2 years, three, 97, 98, basically 1 year. So now they bought a company, the Learning Company, for $4 billion as soon as they buy it. The accounting department said, wait a minute, something's all screwed up. All these numbers are wrong. We don't have any sales. There's no sales. There's no product. All the sales projections are all wrong. So they had a lemon on their hand. And so now they've got Tyco they bought for $755 million, and they're thinking to themselves, listen, we're not into slot cars. We are not a slot car company. Tyco was a slot car company, but we bought them. We are not a slot car company. We're just going to dump it. We're going to keep the brand because Mattel did own, or Tyco did own, the Matchbox. So they got Matchbox. They, well, at least we can make money on Matchbox. And they just said, we'll just dump all the rest of it because we are not a hobby company. We are a mass merchant toy store. And so they just cleaned it right off their books. They sold every bit of inventory to one man, Bob Haynes, in Marsburg, Cincinnati. Okay. And they got everything. Bob Haynes got everything Mattel had. All the sets, all the cars, they bought everything. And everything, because you could see on all this stuff, okay, like right here, okay, so this is what Bob Haynes bought in 1999. And it says right here, Mattel Industries, 159 West Valley Boulevard, city of Indust, California. So they were shipping stuff, and it says right here, REH 4415 Marsburg, Cincinnati. He was getting stuff. Calm down, Bryan. You're getting a headache. He was getting stuff all over the country in 1998, okay? I mean, he was getting stuff everywhere, okay? All over the country. Okay, and he bought all this stuff in 1999, 2000, because that's when Tyco, because he went to the toy fair. This is what Kim told me. He went to toy fair, and Mattel was saying, "Hey, we need to get rid of all this stuff, and we will take pennies on the dollar," and that's what they did, pennies on the dollar, because they didn't need the slot car industry. They had it for 2 years. Okay, not even 2 years. 1997 was kind of like the transition year. So 1998 was really the year that Mattel said, "Hey, this is going to be our year." And then 1999, they probably were saying, "Okay, we're done with this." And so it was all just slowly shutting down the whole line, the whole product line. So you can say to yourself, well, so whose the fault? Was it Mattel's fault? Was it the new CEO that she wanted to go into learning, selling computers? Was it the Learning Curve company? Who knows why they did it? All I know is that Tyco Industries, it's always somebody buying something. So Tyco Industries was sold. It was actually Consolidated Food that had Tyco Industries at the time, and they sold it to Mattel. And then Mattel said, "Hey, listen, this isn't working. We're only making $9 million a year in sales. We want," and I can imagine how many returns they were getting. Okay, I'm just telling you, all the department stores that were carrying. I mean, this was before the Walmart boom. Okay, you still had Sears all over the country. You had the Sears set. Matter of fact, Bob Haynes got the last J.C. Penney set, which came with 2 pickup trucks, and it was a J.C. Penney's truck in a box. And he got all the rest of the sets that J.C. Penney sent back to Tyco because they didn't sell this. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. It's like I'm like thinking of this. This is just bonkers. Anyways, that's what REH was American line. Yes, they had Bob Haynes created so many different lines after he was buying all these slot car companies, because Bob Haynes was buying every company in the 70s because a lot of them were going out of business. You had Cox that went out of business. You had RMA or something. You had all these companies that were doing slot cars in the 60s. They all were going out of business, and Bob was buying all their inventory. Okay, because Bob Haynes was the only guy that was selling slot cars. He was the king of slot cars. Okay, in the 1970s to 1980s, the 1990s, he was the place to get slot cars. And if you were a retail store, you went to Bob Haynes to get them. And even in the 2000s, when 132nd started taking off, and then where did all these companies go to him to sell their excess inventory? They went to Bob Haynes. And Bob Haynes bought pallets of fly cars and Ninko cars because they wanted to get rid of their excess inventory. And in 2003, Bob Haynes bought nearly 4 million cars. Let that sink in. In 2003, he bought 4 million cars for pennies on the dollar. Let that think in, okay? A lot of people think, well, Bryan, why do you know so much? But you're always nobody takes you seriously. I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you right now what my biggest problem is. I'm going to tell you what my biggest problem is right now. I'm just going to lay I've got nothing to show right now. I'm trying to get my son's house done, and I probably should not have done it. Plus, we had the lawsuit that sucked a huge amount of cash out of our coffers, which we can't afford to lose that money. Good morning, Brian Carter. Oh, that's Brian Carter. So this is why a lot of people do not take me seriously. Number one, I don't have a college degree. Okay, just let's be honest with you. Number two, I'm too excited about the product that I'm trying to sell. I'm too excited. And sometimes people kind of like step back and say, wow, that's too much. I don't need that much excitement. And that kind of hurts me. I was on the phone with SCX yesterday, but and Louise just had a baby girl a week ago, and so he's on vacation until the end of the month. They're supposed to be sending me more SCX product, and they're working on that right now. I might be going to Vegas at the nurses show and representing SCX down there. But I talked to him a couple months ago, and he was saying, you're too excited, Brian. We gotta step back, okay? Because you're too excited, which I am. I'm very excited about something, and which I think sometimes it hurts me. It just hurts me. That's all there is to it. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what to do. All I know is that I probably should not have bought the house. And and then the lawsuit just did not do us any good. And and that's not saying our sales aren't good. Our sales are very good. Yesterday we had a record day. Okay, just to let you know, it was a great day. Okay, yesterday was, and it's just that when you lose all that money, it drains your bank, and it just puts a lot of stress on you. I'm extremely stressed out. Just so everybody knows, I am probably the most stressed. Then my son Ryan, I talked to my son Ryan yesterday. He says his sales are down, and I'm thinking, okay, well, if he goes, well, the economy is terrible, Dad. I go, well, I don't understand how the economy is terrible when Best Buy reported their best earnings in the last 5 years. Best Buy did. The company and then Home Depot. Home Depot reported, and then Best Buy too. Home Depot yesterday reported, or 2 days ago reported, above estimates. Their sales were crazy. People are buying to build their houses, which I'm doing with Daniel. I can see how Best Buy's or Home Depot's numbers are up. And I said, you got into a business, Ryan, that's got 5 mattress stores within a 2-mile radius. And so he's trying to become a chief. And he said to me, he goes, well, I'm supposed to do this video about what one thing that I wish I did, but then I failed at doing it. And I said, well, I've got that answer, Ryan, because I love my son very dearly. And so he's becoming chief, which is, a lot, and I'm very proud that he's becoming chief. And I said, here's what you do for the video, because you're the one that came in my store and said, hey, Dad, let's create a website. I said, sure, go ahead. And then we hire each other. I hire you then in 2000, in the year 2020 or 21 is when we officially hired him, because in 2020 he was still doing the mattress store. Then we shut the mattress store. So in 21 we worked all year for the 21, and I said you could put down there that you worked with your dad and you couldn't work with him because the guy's a jerk, and we were constantly yelling and screaming at each other. It's almost like American Chopper. I'm yelling at Daniel Ryan. We got Tim Young, which is next, doing all the shipping. I'm screaming and yelling at Ryan, and how we survived 21, I don't know. And then in 22, he comes to me saying that Serta wants him to open a mattress store because they were doing $1 million in sales. So then he opens the mattress store, and then yesterday he's telling me, well, the mattresses are we can't, there's the business it's flooded, Ryan. You've got 5 mattress stores. I don't know why I'm doing this today. I'm just blowing off today. I've got to get myself back on track. Oh my gosh. Then I have all you customers that are so faithful. And so yesterday, somebody spent $425, Monty Snugs, on a bunch of slot cars. I mean, how does that happen? And you just are doing something. And I've got a new idea that I want to try today. It's going to be called a progressive. It's going to be called a progressive auction. Okay. It's just going to keep getting bigger. Now, I'm not a progressive, okay, because I don't believe in progressives, but I'm going to do a progressive auction and see how it goes. Yeah, my relief. Yeah, steam release valve. Yes, and that's what I do. I release, and I had on Monday, I had a live stream, and then Mac Henry, I got in an argument with Mac Henry, and I lost it with Mac Henry, and I think that's because I'm just so I've got so many things on my mind, and I'm losing it, and and we're trying to keep this business going. It's not easy. It's not easy having a small business. And then finding people. You let your son talk to you out of setting up the nice big career outlet. And so I told Ryan, I go, Ryan, if you don't think that, then open up a giant toy store at Levitt's Commons. There's no toy store there. There's no toy store anywhere other than, Books A Million. They have a small selection, but you could get into. Oh, I know he doesn't want to do that. I know he doesn't want to sell toys. And then he's trying to be a chief, and they're making him go through all these rigmaroles. And then on Sunday, I made him this. I can't show you the picture of it because he's got it. He's got to do it for his initiation, but I made him this 6-foot submarine, which is actually quite amazing. I sometimes I'm very creative, okay, and sometimes I can come up with some great ideas. And Ryan called me on what was it, Friday? No, Thursday. He called me on Thursday and said, "Hey, Dad, I need a boat to put my ping pong balls in." I said, "What do you mean ping pong?" "Well, we have to paint these ping pong balls looking like soldiers or sailors. And then we have to put them in milk cartons and protect them all during the initiation." And I said, "Oh, wonderful. And can you, because I know you love to build things, could you build me a boat?" And so I'm thinking, I'd say, well, how am I going to build a boat? And so Friday night, I had no idea. Saturday, and I went to bed, I had no idea. Sunday, I come up, I'm sitting in church trying to listen to the preacher preach, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to think, how am I going to do this boat? And then all of a sudden, it just hit me. Well, you're going to make it just like a submarine is made. You're going to make the rings, which are the compartments. You're going to then, you're going to make the ribs you're just going to make it like a real submarine. And that's exactly what I did. Now, Adam Hurt just loves to bother me, and so he just sent me a video.
I love fried chicken.
Ew! That's so gross.
What? It's delicious.
Ew! All that grease.
You don't know what you're missing.
That doesn't know what you're. That's terrible. That's the worst video you've ever sent me, Adam. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And so, you know, I built that all day Sunday. I spent 5 hours building this 6-foot submarine. Okay, I got to get out of here. I just got to get in my car and drive and just relax. Okay. And just think about just think about nothing. I got to get out of here. I'm going to literally lose my mind. And then my kids, we go buy clothes last night. And then we're sitting we're eating dinner, and Missy goes, "I'm nothing like you. You're unstable." And then I'm thinking, really, seriously. And then Frankie, I'm finding out that Frankie's gonna be Frankie's gonna be with us for the rest of his life. I just found that out. Kathy just explained to me that Frankie will probably be with us the rest of our life. And I told Mark yesterday, I went to Old Navy. I was standing there in Old Navy, and there was a 19-year-old there. And I said, "What are you going to do in life?" He goes, "Well, I'm at the carpenter's union trade. I'm being trained to be a carpenter." And I said, "Are they looking for more people?" I said, "Sure, yeah, they're trying to find people all the time." So I said, "You need to call my son." And I gave him Mark's number. I said, "You call him." All right. And I called Mark. I said, "Mark, they're hiring at the union. They're hiring carpenters. They need carpenters. $70,000 a year." And I said, "You know, it's up to you, Mark. I'm just going to tell you what to do, or show you what to do. It's up to you to. You're only 19 or 18. He's turning 19, or maybe he's 19 now, and he turns 20 in September." Did you apologize to Mac Henry? No, because it was part of his. I'm not going to apologize when it's partly somebody else's fault. I'm tired of people telling me no. An employee does not tell the owner no. I don't care what he's done. He does not tell the owner no. I am tired of it. I am tired of being questioned by my employees. I am the owner. If you don't like it, then fine, talk with Daniel, but that's my opinion. Now, I don't think that's wrong, and I don't care what anybody thinks. That's just my opinion. But nobody wants to trust me. Now, I'm trying to give as much authority to Daniel as possible. But if I've got a problem, I'm going to tell Daniel. I told him, I said, anyway, it was a thing that just shouldn't have happened. And it just, because he likes to ignore me. He just will literally turn around and ignore what I'm saying, which really upsets me. You know, I'm the owner. You don't tell the owner to basically F off, okay? Now, he'll disagree, which I totally understand, but that's my opinion. And so all these things were piling along. So what happened on Monday was a pile of Daniel, of Ryan, of all the things, okay? And I just can't handle ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Unbelievable. Why did Scott send that to me? What, you got problems or something? What in the world is this? I just shouldn't have done the house. And then we had to pay that law firm, that corrupt law firm. Oh my gosh, I can't handle that. Unbelievable. Well, you got to slow down, Anthony Bateman. Try to slow down on your messages that you send to me. Slow down, okay? I'm learning to slow her down when I do that because I make less mistakes. Bryan gets upset with someone doesn't listen to him. LOL. I'll try it, Bryan. Thank you. No, you just got to talk slower with the voice texts. They don't work. They don't work if you go fast. Okay, so I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Vegas to help Bill at IMAX, to help him with the ASD show. I'm gonna try to do some live streams driving there. It just always are very bad. They always break. As soon as I get into almost Richmond, Indiana from Cincinnati, it's just a dead spot. And I'm not doing live stream because Adam Hurt wants to live stream, because I'm not going to be stressed out, because that stresses me out. When all of a sudden I'm doing a live stream and it buffers every 5 seconds, ain't happening. Just going to tell you right now. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. And then I had a dream with Lincoln in it on Saturday. I haven't talked to Lincoln in 3 years, which has gotten me very upset. Another stress thing. My son Lincoln, haven't even talked to him in 3 years. I don't even know where he is. I don't even know where Lincoln is. Some say that he's in Michigan. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how he's doing. Trying to get the house done for Daniel. Just one thing after another. It's one thing after another. So that's my problem. That's my issues today. Just so everybody knows what I'm going through right now. And it's none of your fault, okay? I'm not blaming any of you. You probably are wondering why I've been so depressed. Well, there's a good reason to be depressed. I listed those shadow cars. Nobody has even dibbled on them, so I'm going to lower the price a little bit on the banded ones. We've got the banded ones for $80. I'm going to lower them to to 60. See if anybody wants to pick some of those up. The shadow cars. We're going to do a progressive auction at 11 o'clock. And you're probably asking me, what's a progressive auction? Well, that's a good question. I'm just going to keep adding to it. I'm just going to keep adding another car to it. Okay? And I'm not going to tell you how long I'm setting the timer for it. It's just a progressive auction, and I'm just going to keep adding cars to it. And we're going to see how it works. If no one likes it, well, there's nothing. No, we're not losing anything, okay? I'm just going to do it, okay? And we're going to see how it works. If you don't like it. Now, if you're watching on Facebook, because we do have Facebook right over here. If you look down here, this camera right here is Facebook. You can't see it. But if you're watching Facebook and you want to participate in the auction, all you have to do is type in, with your phone, if you're on your phone, just type in $20. And then I will tell the people, I will post that on our regular website that we've got a $20 Facebook price. We've got, looks like 4 people on Facebook right now. We got Michael Henderson, Barry Wally, Alan Tyler. So I have 3 people on Facebook. Now, I don't know if I have more people on Facebook, but right now I have 3 people on. We appreciate your enthusiasm. Appreciate your knowledge. Amazing, interesting story. Well, I wanted to tell that story because a lot of people, they look at, they look at, okay, well, where did Tyco, why did Tyco die? I mean, here you have Mattel. This car right here is, so this car right here, I mean, this just shows you how time is nothing. So this car right here, all right, this Tyco electric racing, this car was made in 1998. 1998, 1 year after it was purchased, Mattel bought it from Consolidated Foods. 1998, okay? And in 1999, they sell the company out. But that same year, they buy the Learning Company for $4 billion. Honestly, when I saw that video today, I knew, I said, okay, I know what I'm talking about today. Because this explains everything. This explains exactly why they didn't want anything to do with this brand right here, Tyco. Because this isn't Mattel. This has been competing with Mattel since the 1960s. They've been selling slot car sets at hobby stores, at toy stores, at department stores, at Walmart, or at JCPenney's, Montgomery Ward's, every department store chain you can imagine. They were selling, okay, this product. So obviously it was a competitor to Mattel. And so what they do, buy it, and then they just killed it. You got to have you literally have to have no vision on what you're doing. And this is 1998. I can't even get over that. It honestly, it blows my mind. It really does. It just blows my mind. Once I saw that video, I said, this changes everything. This changes everything. Everything you want to believe, everything you hope to believe, and then it was completely different. You know what I'm saying? 1998. And those years really could all be 1 year. 1997, 98, 99, that could just be 1 year with these companies. After shelling out, oh my gosh, $4 billion. Actually, it was 3.5 billion. Maybe it's 3.5 million. No, I swear it said billion. Hold on a second.
O'Leary was on the other side of the table selling his company. He built a software company on the backs of Carmen Sandiego and Rita Rabbit, added the R&D, juiced up the sales, incorporated his slick talking, and then sold the business at the top of the market for $3.5 billion.
$3.5 billion.
Within 5 months of closing the division he'd sold them,
It was all out of business. All out of business. Within 1 year. Do you realize that within 1 year, the level of greed is amazing in the corporate world? No, you're exactly right there, Michael Henderson. But it's not necessarily greed. It's people have this agenda, and she was all about Barbie, okay, and she wanted them to get into the computer craze in 1998, and nothing would stop her. Okay, well they did. They fired her, or they let her go, and they paid her $40 million to leave. How do you pay? Where do you come up with this money? Where do you come up with this money? $40 billion. Where do you come up with $40 million to pay off her to leave? I don't understand it. The problem was they sold the inventory to Bob and refused to give up the brand. Well, no, that's a good question, because they did keep the Tyco brand, and the 440X2, they kept that brand, even though they never used it. Okay, now I will admit, but that was later in my years at Young's Newsstand. No, I was out of that. I think that Mattel did come up with some Tyco RC cars in the late 90s, because they were trying to brand the Tyco brand, but see, they weren't a toy company. They're not a hobby company. See, this is what people have to understand about Mattel. Mattel is a toy company, not a hobby company. You know, that's completely two separate markets, the hobby and the toy market. Okay. That's the problem with round two, you know, them buying a Lionel, you know, thinking that they're going to put Lionel is a collectible that has basic, and I said this, I said, if you are Lionel and all of a sudden Menards, which is a huge company in the US, Menards, and at Christmas time, Menards puts a whole a shelving unit of almost 20 feet of trains of their own brand O-Gauge at Menards, and you don't have any Lionel, that's a Lionel problem. That's not a Menards problem. That's a Lionel problem. And management, now that they were bought by Auto World, the management at Auto World should say, wait a minute. Now, Bryan's got a point. Why is it that Menards has nearly 30 feet of O-Gauge trains and we don't have any presence in that store? And I can tell you exactly why. Because they've priced out that consumer completely. Their prices right through the roof. and they've priced out the average consumer to buy trains. So you got Hobby Lobby. So Anthony Bateman's got a good point about Hobby Lobby. You know, should I be upset that Hobby Lobby is selling a car for $19.99 at Hobby Lobby? Okay, when I'm getting that car, I can't tell you what I'm getting, but I'm not going to say it. But you can't compete. And why don't I get that same price? Because there's no way for me to compete with a $19.99 price. I'll tell you right now, I can't compete with that price, $19.99. And that's why AFX isn't sold at Hobby Lobby, because they're not going to do that $19.99 price. They can do $29.99 maybe, but not $19.99. And Hobby Lobby is one of those an evil necessity, or whatever you call it. You know, it's something you don't want, but you have to have, because they're the only ones that have 1,200 stores around the country that are selling 1,200 sets, 7,000 cars, every assortment. And you got guys all over the country that go to the store to try to find those cars, okay? And that's a necessity, evil. No, I am not knocking Menards. Do not think that I'm knocking Menards. All I'm saying is Menard has 30 feet of trains, O-gauge trains at Christmas in their store. And my question, this isn't a question for me, it's a question to management at Auto World and Round 2 and Lionel Brands, is why does Menards have 30 feet of O-gauge trains and we're not in that 30 feet? And I'll tell you right now, if there is any excuse on why they're not in there and they just say we can't, then they should be out of the train business, because they need to be at Menards. They need to make a set that Menards can put in their store and be competitive with what they have there. And that's all there is. That's the truth right there. That's the truth right there. And, I'm in a talkative mood right now. I have just, I am very depressed right now. If you don't notice, I'm very depressed. And, wow, what a buyout. I think Mattel sucks after doing that. Oh, completely. They lost 80 billion in 2001. The losses that they had after they bought the learning curve, the losses were, that's why they fired the CEO. And then she went to be on Microsoft and what other company? Their board. It's amazing these CEOs that fail end up going to another board and screwing that company up. It's absolutely amazing. I'm amazed, actually. I'm so amazed I don't even know what to say. No. Noodles. I eat noodles. Chow mein noodles. It's their own brand. See, it's a Chinese. See, a lot of this stuff is. Okay, let me explain something to you so that everybody understands how things are made in China. So let's just do an example here. Let me do something. Let me do a piece of paper. Let me get a piece of paper. Let me do a piece of paper. Let me do a nice big building here. You got door 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretend this is a giant factory in China. And you have 4 doors in China. And this China factory makes trains. And there's a couple companies in America that want trains, and so they put their name and their own specifications, and they're made in door number 1. All right, let's say door number 1. So door number 1 is making, let's say, Lionel trains. And then when Lionel trains, they're done with their shipping or they're done with their current production run, you've got this factory that still wants to make trains. And so what they do is another company, Menard, comes to and say, hey, we want O-gauge trains. Can you make our brand of O-gauge trains? Because we have all this equipment here. And they go, yeah, sure, we'll make your trains. And so they have their own specifications, and they start making trains out of door number 2. And then you have another company. Hey, we could do it. We want to make it a little less quality, okay? And we're going to make it out of door number 3. And then door number 4 is we just don't care what you put on it. Just get the product out at the lowest price. And they put the crappiest stuff on door number 4. That's exactly, and that's Temu. So door number 4 is Temu. Door number 3 is Facebook Marketplace and Amazon. These are both Amazon, by the way, because they don't care, because they don't have to take the returns. Amazon does not have to take the returns on stuff that's sold out of China. Neither does Temu. Temu just writes it off because they're getting it for pennies on the dollar and it's junk anyways. They just say, okay, we'll refund their money. Don't worry about it. It's just junk. And then so Menards goes to China and says, listen, here's the stuff we want made. We want special stuff made. Here's what our price point is. And then China comes back to them and says, well, yeah, you got to do this, but you got to do 5,000, 6,000 trains. And Menard says, okay, we'll do that. Oh, there's probably 5 qualities of levels of quality in China. There are probably 100 different levels of quality in China. Every manufacturer has another way. They want to stay in business. They constantly want to keep people busy. Because in China, the problem with communist China is you've got a fake economy that has to keep people in work. And so they just make fake product. They make fake bicycles. They make fake cars. Because nobody wants to buy them. So you're making product for there's no market for it. You know, I could say this 100 million times, and I have said it 100 million times. China is a paper tiger. It is an absolute joke, okay? And the faster that we decouple from China and start making stuff, I don't care where you make it from, I think the better, because all the stuff and so you have all these factories that are making stuff. They just want to keep people in business. And so they will just make whatever they can make. If they've got a pile of plastic pellets that isn't the same quality of plastic pellets that Americans want, They'll just use that. It's contaminated, but don't worry about it. It's going to go to our Chinese market. They don't care. They just want product. And so they just use the cheapest plastics, the cheapest steel, the cheapest paint. They don't care if it's got lead in it. They don't care anything in China. And they don't care any stand. They have no standards. And so when Americans come there, and that's why like IMAX has their brands of RC car, you've got the same factory. That's 4 different doors of RC, 4 different quality. Now, some companies like Traxxas has moved out and gone into Taiwan because they want the highest quality. Obviously, higher prices. China makes a lot of products for us. You can thank rich people for that too. Well, it has to do with both of our politicians in the 1990s decided to like Ross Perot said, there's going to be a second sound coming from America going down to Mexico. And like these cars. So these cars were made in Hong Kong, China. Before China switched over back to China, it was still a British colony in 1999. And these say where they were made in China, which is Hong Kong, China. I remember that. All the factories that were making stuff in Hong Kong, they all moved right across the river into Shanghai. I'm going to show you right here. Watch this. I don't know if I can do it for Facebook, but I'll try to do it as best I can. So this is Hong Kong, this whole area here. And you had all these factories right here. That's Shenzhen. That's everything went when Hong Kong wasn't it all went this way. It all went this way right here. Everything is made in this area right here. Everything. And the problem is China, look, let's zoom out and see how big China really is, okay? Look at this. Look at that. That's just one little tiny part of China, okay? But most of the stuff is made right here. Right there. And Shenzhen is now so that's that. Well, first of all, China. So the reason that the Russia, Soviet Russia collapsed, the main reason was because of Chernobyl. That they could not survive Chernobyl, okay? It finally was the nail in the coffin. They had all the costs, hold on a second, my nose is dripping. All the costs that had to go into fixing Chernobyl, it broke Russia. Now, what's happening with China is the same thing, but It's their fake economy. You can only make stuff for people that don't want it. You can only do that for so long. There are pictures, and all you have to do is go on the internet and find them. Go, and I could show them right now. I could pull up pictures. Graveyards, bicycle grave. Here, let's do something here. Bicycle graveyards in China. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. I'm not going to show you the picture. Just get on your computer and type in bicycle graveyards in China. Bicycle or electric car graveyards. Electric car graveyards in China. And you'll see there's pictures all over of just thousands of cars that are just rotting away because you know why? They want to keep people employed, but there's nobody buying the cars. You have to have a demand. You have to have somebody who wants to buy it. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a supply or a demand. If you don't have a demand, all the supply you do is absolutely for naught. And for some reason, over the last 20 years, we've believed this lie in China. I mean, look at these graveyards of everything. The real story, oh my gosh.
These electric cars used to be the latest technology on China's roads. But now, hundreds of these models lie forgotten in the giant clearing, lost to waves of new and improved electric cars.
I don't care what it is. You could put, let's put down refrigerator graveyards in China. Okay, there's no refrigerator graveyards in China. Ghost cities, China. And I think the biggest one is the ghost cities in China, where they build cities that nobody lives in. Now, we are going to do a progressive auction at 11 o'clock or 11:10. And it is going to be quite amazing, this progressive auction. I hope everybody's got their pocket ready or pocket wallet ready. Okay, Anthony. Okay, Anthony, try to be a little bit more tactful. We've got some cities here. Oh, I know we do. I totally agree. Yes, that's right. I agree. I agree, Anthony. Well, now the progressive auction, we're going to start with this. I'm going to show you here. We've got a box of stuff, okay? This is a box of cars. We got Batmobiles. We got chassis. We've got bodies. We got parts. Got some parts here. We got chassis. We got tires. This is the start, okay? It's going to start at $50. Okay, not now. It's not going to start yet. But after a certain time, plus I have a Blurple 55 Bel Air that's going to go inside this initial pile of stuff. And then we're going to keep adding to this stuff. Okay? So I hope everybody's ready for the auction right after we have Donut Time with Bryan. Breaker, radio check. David Frankie, radio check. Over. I wonder if my wife's going to answer the phone and say, hey, you know the kids are at school, right? Breaker, radio check. Frankie, David, over.
The kids better not have radios at school with them. Over.
You actually did it. I said to the live stream, I wonder if she's going to pick up the thing and say, you know the boys are at school, right? What a wonderful wife. Over.
So predictable, isn't it? You're lucky I just finished class. I got another one at 11.
And she,
Over.
over and out. Thank you very much. Over and out. We're not starting the bids yet, guys. The bidding has not started yet. Well, I'm driving to Vegas. Now, last time I drove to Vegas and back, I had a back problem. Well, I've got a solution for that. I bought this rubber mat that I have in the camper. I'm going to put on my seat to help me give me a little bit more protection. And we're gonna have a good time.
They're all powdered donuts tonight.
Frankie did his best. Sweet! It's donut time with Bryan. Bryan, have a donut.
Have a
Coke.
Yeah, that's how we start the show. Sent Frankie
Out
on a bike
real fast.
Said, bring him back, don't make it
He
last.
left.
Came back light, I said, hold up, wait. He said, they smell too good on the way. Half are gone, but that's just fine. We still go live.
It's donut time!
It's donut time. It's donut time. With Bryan. It's donut time. Have a donut, have a Coke. Laugh it off, it's just a joke. Camera on, jet flies in. Slot car fans like, let's begin. Workbench full at TinkerToys. Sugar rush for all the boys. Powder on the hands, can't feel my face. Still keeping up a steady pace. Frankie Norton did just fine. Fueling up this donut time. It's donut time. It's donut time. With Bryan. It's donut time. Have a donut, have a Coke. That's the line.
That's what we spoke.
They're all
Powdered donuts tonight. Frankie did his best. Sweet!
It's donut time. It's donut time.
With Bryan. Bryan,
Donut time.
have a donut, have a Coke.
Yeah, that's how we start the show. Sent Frankie out on a bike real fast. Said, bring him back, don't make it last. Came back light, I said, hold up, wait. He said, they smell too good on the way. Half are gone, but that's just fine. We still go live. It's donut
Nut time!
It's donut time. It's donut time. With Bryan. It's donut time. Have a donut, have a Coke. Laugh it off, it's just a joke. Camera on, jet flies in. Slot car fans like, let's begin. Workbench full at TinkerToys. Sugar rush for all the boys. Powder on the hands, can't feel my face. Still keeping up a steady pace. Frankie Norton did just fine. Fueling up
Up this donut time! Time. Bryan. Bryan, have a Coke.
That's the line. That's
What he spoke. Yeah, baby. Donut time with Bryan. Yes, the most entertainment part of the day is donut time with Bryan. The amount of knowledge you have with this hobby is memorizing. It's why I watch. Well, let me add a little bit to that, what you just said. I have a different perspective from the market. Very good. If somebody wanted to make millions of dollars, all they have to do is pick my brain.
I know you gave me one yesterday, but somebody ordered that today.
You got a branded and unbranded. You got the unbranded right here that don't have the bands, and then the ones right below it are the banded ones. They have to be wrapped in bubble wrap too.
Gotcha.
All right?
Yep.
Okay, So that's a branded and unbranded car. We just sold a branded and unbranded Ghost Shadow car. We now have 12. Oh, we sold 2. We have 2 of the unbranded left. I had 4 of those. Okay, so now, so Mike Silva said the amount of knowledge you have in this hobby is memorizing. It's why I watch. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, Mike, or Matt Silva. The thing about it is, which some people don't understand, I've been doing it for 40 years, okay? I've been 30 years with the toy industry and understanding how everything works and going behind the scenes with Irwin Toy. I think Irwin Toy really showed me some of the backwards moment, because Grant and I, we went to China, or not China, but Spain, to see how product was made. And I got a good, and then I went to Spain again with Chuck Arrett with SCX again. And really understanding the, and then understanding the returns when I was selling stuff to Woot. Just understanding the flow of business. Just understanding how the business worked, how all this stuff works, how all the retail end works, just how everything kind of meshes together. And it is quite amazing, actually. And I'm fairly young in the business, really. I'm 67. Could I be a corporate type? I don't think so. I'm not the type. I'm not the corporate type. I am just a thinker and a doer and an imagination guy. I got lots of imagination. I got a lot of ideas. I've got so many ideas. I'll show you one idea. Let me show you one idea that Tim and I were putting together. This was an idea that we were putting together, Tim and I. We wanted to come out with this. I wanted to come out with this product. And Tim made me a drawing of it. I don't know if I still have the drawing of it or not. Here it is. So Tim and I had started making these wooden rubber band boats or wooden boats, and I still think it's a toy that could sell if they're made of plastic. And Tim came up with some drawing of what the packaging might look like. It's called Seamasters. And Tim came up with some drawings of what the packaging would look like. And so this was kind of like the pictures of what the box would look like. It's called Pirates and Empires, and it's called the box set. You've got basically pirates and you have empires. And it's a battle. It would be a set of like 12 ships, and they'd all be made of plastic, removable masts. Oh, gosh. Oh, shoot. Dagnabbit. Well, the rest of my pop dropped on the ground. And then Tim did a color run. I had this on the wall forever. Tim made this color rendition of a packaging of what the packaging would look like. It's called Masters of the Oceans Complete Fleet. 2 complete sets. You got the pirates and the Empire. Adventures on the High Sea. And that's what Tim did. He painted me a mock packaging of what the packaging would look like. And these are some other designs that he was drawing of what the packaging would look like. And I came up with this. He did that. He did all the boxes and everything. And then he got some drawings. Oh yeah, here's the other one too. This is the other one. The other drawing that he did. Isn't that cool? Master of the Sea. Anyway, that's another idea that will probably never be done because oh well, at least I have a vision. All right, let me get I need a bag. Okay, so let's do the auction. Let's start the auction now. And the progressive auction The progressive auction is going to start at $50. And it's going to keep moving up and up. All right, so we have all this stuff right here. We have a blank 4-gear. Plus, we have all these bodies and cars and tires and chassis. Bodies. We have all these bodies. We're going to put all that in this bag as our starting point. So we're going to start with the bag right here. A box of, now not junk. Now you have to be nice. It's just a box of miscellaneous bodies and cars and chassis and everything. Okay, and it starts at $50. All right, and we're going to add new things to it all the time. Okay. This is, and if you're on Facebook, you can bid if you want. You just type how much you want to pay. Be careful for the junk. That's all it says. Be careful the junk. That's all I'll say. What happened to the auction? Decoding miscellaneous junks. So this is the first one. We have $50 on this. Do we have a bid, initial bid of $50? Do we have $50? Does anybody want to bid on anything? If not, I'll move on to something else. I don't have to do this, just so you know. You know what I mean, Bean? I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. Well, it doesn't look like anybody wants to bid on it. So now they want me to give a detail of what's inside it. Well, we have bodies. So you want to see what bodies we have. These are some bodies that we have. Police car. We have the Samba, or we have this stuff here. We have these bodies here. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I'll bid 50. My wife's got things, so I can't post it.
Oh, you want to bid 50? So, now who are you?
Ratliff Raymond.
And you can't get online then?
No, not right now.
Okay. Are you watching live stream? So, okay, so it's right now at $50. All right. These are some bodies I'm putting up right now. Now, if it changes.
I'm watching you on TV and I can't post.
Oh, okay. If you see it go up, you're gonna have to recall again. Okay.
I understand. Either that or I'll text you, one or the other.
Yeah, just text me on this phone.
Okay.
I'll be able to get it betterly on this phone.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, bye.
All right, we're at $50. Okay, Mr. Ratliff is at $50. All right, so we're at $50. Here are some of the bodies. Here are some of the bodies. And then you get a bunch of chassis. You get about 10 chassis. Now, I don't know why I got the batteries in there, but I'll take the batteries out. You got windshields, magnets. You got Thunderjet chassis, 4-gear chassis, miscellaneous tires. Just a good assortment of stuff, okay? So that's what you're getting. So now we're at $60. All right, we got $60. We got most tip-top cats at $60. Most tip-top cat is at $60. So Mr. Ratliff would have to send me a text message saying that he wants it to be higher than $60. Recommend go by $5, not by $1. It'd be easier if you go by $5. But this is what you get right now, okay? This is what you're getting. Bryan waxes. Bryan waxes. Waxes. Bryan waxes. So that's what we have right now. We're at $61. Adam has bid $61. You know why he did that? Because I said $5 and he was just, he won't bid again. That's the funny. No, I just don't have hairy legs, that's all. I don't wax any of my body. So we're at $61 now. Victor is at $55. It's at $60 now. Mr. Ratcliffe's at $50. Victor's at $55. Now it's at $61. I hope you. I hope not, Brian, because that would mean you are a. Hello. I'm in a live stream. What can I help you real quick?
Well, just let me know when you find out about the sign.
Oh no, I did have. Did you send me? When did you send me the pictures?
A couple days ago.
When did you send? What email did you send it to?
Well, I just have your one, the Bryan Young one.
The BCY Young. Okay. All right, I gotta find out where I put it. All right, I'll let you know as soon as he gets back with me. Okay.
Okay, we'll see you.
Thanks.
Bye.
I have so much garbage emails. I don't even save them. I just delete them. All right, Mr. Ratcliffe. Okay, Mr. Ratcliffe's at $70. So the bid's at $70. The junk mail that I get is sickening. All right, what are we at? 75. Now we're at 75. 75. Matt Ratcliffe's at 70. Ratcliffe's at 70. The new bid is at 75. 75. $75. We got 75. Now what we're going to do is start adding stuff to it. Okay, you ready for the fun stuff? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add a VW Beetle. We're going to add a VW Beetle. And let's see here. We're going to add a VW Beetle. Just so you know what we got here. Let's see, Facebook, what are we doing here? Facebook. We're going to add an AMX car and a Carmen Ghee. So you're going to get all these bodies plus the VW Beetle, the Carmen Ghee, and the AMX car. We got the $78. Now we're at 78. $78. $78. 78. Holy moly. 78. 78. 78. 78. We've got 78. We've got 78. $78. Now we've got an opened Smokey and the Bandit silver. Man, I remember when I had these. We had an open Bandit. Now this is open, Smokey and the Bandit. All right, what are we at? We at $78. Okay, we need to get that number up. $78. We just added a Smokey and the Bandit. Now the package has been opened. Man, I remember buying these cars. 2019. They bought these in March of 2019, and they closed them out at the end of the year. Look at that, Smokey and the Bandit. Isn't that sweet? Smokey and the Bandit. So you got 4 cars. You got $80. You got 80. We got $80. We got 100. Okay, Matt Ratcliffe is at $100. 100. So the bid is at 100. Mr. Ratcliffe's at $100. $100. Now we're going to add a very rare car, a Chevy Camaro. Look at that, Chevy Camaro. We're going to add a Chevy Camaro to it. We're at $100 now. Ratcliffe's at $100. Ratcliffe's at $100. 120. Keith is at 120. He wants this. Now we're going to add a flamethrower, a GT4 GT. We're going to add a flamethrower. These are very rare. So now we're at a GT flamethrower to the bid because it just went to 110. It's at 120. The bid's at 120. The bid's at 120. The bid's at 120 right now. 130, most tip top, 150. Ratcliffe's 150. Ratcliffe's 150. We're gonna go ahead and we have a Hobby Lobby Ford. It's upside down. This is a rare car. It's upside down. Ford Escort, $19.99 price, plus upside down packaging. Ford Escort for now we're at 160. Keith is at 160. We're at 160. We got Reckless went from 150 to 160. Now we're at 160. Ratcliffe has got to decide what he wants to do at 160. Where does he want to go from here? 160. We're at 160. Okay, we're going to look for some other cool stuff here. 160. 160. We have a custom Thunderjet without any guide shoes. We're going to sell this car here with a trash can. Then we have, we got a body here. We're going to throw another body in. We've got a HP7. We're going to throw that in. We've got a, we're going to throw in a Shelby. We're at 190. 190. Mr. Ratcliffe's at 190. 190. 190. We're at 190 now. Plus, we're going to add one of my custom cars. I did the Daytonas. This is a custom red car. I'm going to do this car in here. Plus, I'm going to do both the Tyco bodies. There's the gloss and the non-glossed. Then we have, we're going to have the, that's a cool car. Plus, we're going to throw in a Tyco 440 along with a Speed Steer HP7, an extra body, and a Ram car. We're just going to throw that one in. Right now, we're at 200. 200, we're at 210. Mr. Ratcliffe's at 210. 210. We're at 210. We're at 210. We just added a bunch more stuff. Plus, we're going to add a 55 Bel Air or 57 Bel Air Pro Tinker exclusive. So we're adding this to the big bundle here. Big bundle. Big bundle here. Big bundle. You're getting all these cars here. All this stuff. We just keep adding to it. We're at 250. We're at 250. Let's see. I think, did Ratcliffe come in and over 260? We're at 260. $260. Ratcliffe. All right, so Ratcliffe, now he has to go to 270. We have 265. 265. We got Mr. Ratcliffe. Is he coming in? Mr. Ratcliffe, is he going to come in at 270? Right now we have this is the ultimate bundle. Oh my gosh. 265. We're at 265, and Mr. Ratcliffe has just bid at 275. 275. Ratcliffe. 275, Mr. Ratcliffe. 300. We got Keith at 300. 300. This is well worth 300. You're getting almost 20 cars, 10 bodies, 10, 12, 15 chassis. You're getting a bunch of cars. This is what you call a mega bundle. Mega bundle. 300. 300. 330. Victor Rodriguez is at 330. 310. I can't even do Ratcliffe because it's already 330. 350. We're at 350. Keith, go. Keith, go. 350. We're at 350 right now. This is the mega bundle. You're never going to get anything like this. This is the ultimate right here. This is the ultimate. Yes, sir, Bob. All right, I'm waiting for Rodriguez, or not Ratcliffe. 360. 360. 360. Ratliff. Okay, we're at 360 now. We got Mr. Ratliff's at 375. Keith is at 375. 375. 375. Okay, give me a second here. I got to go find another car to add to this absolute bonkers of a deal. 375. Okay, we're going to add a couple more. We're going to add the final items to this deal. We're going to add the final items to this deal. So you got to be ready for the final items in this deal. They're coming right now. Got them coming right now. All right, so this is it. We're not doing any more. Wherever it's going to. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got? 375? Did somebody outbid 370? Let me check to see Mr. Ratcliffe. He's got 360. 360. Ratliff. All right, so it's 360, but we got Mr. Keith 380. 380 Ratliff. 380 Ratliff. All right, we got a Tyco. We're going to put a Tyco. We got a Tyco here. Got a Tyco Viper. Tyco Viper with an Aurora, original Aurora Super or G Plus. G Plus. G Plus. And then we've got two AFX cars. We have the GT and the Camaro. GT and the Camaro. GT and the Camaro. Along with all the other cars. So you're getting all this. We're at $400. 400. Unbelievable. 400. I got to see where Mr. Ratliff is. We're at 400. 400. Let's see if Mr. Ratcliffe is bidded. It's at 425. We're now at 420. 425 Ratliff. 425 Ratliff. Okay, so we're at 425. This is the ultimate 350. We got 450, Mr. Ratliff. This is the ultimate right here. You are getting the most spectacular listing ever. It's called the Progressive Auction. It's the Progressive Auction. And we're going to be setting the timer 475. 475 Ratliff. 475. 475. We're at $475. Now we're going to throw in the last two cars are going to be a GT40 modified and a inline car right here. Another great looking car right there. You're getting the ultimate and ultimate deals. You're at 480, 480, 480, 500. We got five. Mr. Ratliff's at 500. Ratliff, 500. We're at 500. $500. Oh my gosh. Oh, for the love of Mike, $500. Oh my gosh. Oh, 510. Oh, there's no timer on this. If you guys want to keep bidding, 526. Oh my gosh. 526. Ratliff. Oh, we're at 526. 526. I'm not adding any more to this listing because this is actually quite enough. I don't think I can get this in a box. 530. We're at 530. Oh my gosh, Bryan can close the shop. 530. We're at 530. 530 right now. Going once. 530. Can we get a counter bid from Ratliff? We're at 530. 530. We have not seen any new bids come in from Ratliff. We've got 530. 530. 530. Yes, free shipping. There's free shipping over $100 now. Free shipping over $100. 530. We're at 530. 540. 540 Ratliff. We're at 530, 540 now. 540. $540. This is the deal of the deal. 540. 540. Yes, sirree. 540. 540. You get all this, all these special cars. You get these bodies. 545. Oh, now they're going by the $5. That's not gonna do it. He's gonna outbid that easy. 540. It's gonna have to go to 600. That's what it's gonna have to go to. 600. Okay, we're gonna add the last car to the deal. Last car to the deal, which is a very rare car. We're at 545 right now. 545. 545. 545. Half a grand. 545. 545. You ready to see the last car? The last car is a Echo One. Echo One, very rare car. Echo One. You're going to get an Echo One inside of this deal. What a deal. The Echo One. That's worth $100 right there. Echo One. All right, there's no more cars in this. We're going to leave it the way it is. And Ghostbusters 5, we're at 545. I don't think I've got any more bids. 555. Oh, we got 550. 555 Ratliff. We're at 555 Ratliff. 555. Now these guys are slowing down. Now they're slowing down. Now they're slowing down. Ratliff is at 555. He's now the high bidder at 555. 555. And I'm officially going to set the timer. 555. We're going to set the timer here. 555. 555. I'm going to set my timer on my watch. Right now, I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's between 1 minute and 5 minutes. Okay? So that's the time you have. That's the time you have to bid. All right, I just set the timer. We're at 5:45, or we're at 5:55. Nobody is outbid 5:55. I just set the timer, and when it goes off, I've got about 10 seconds to type in the word sold. So you guys will have to figure out how you want to do that. But right now we're at 5:55. Let's make sure that he hasn't outbid 5:55. So he's at 5:55. You get the Ecto one. You get all this stuff. 560. 560. Oh my gosh. You're coming close on the time. You better bid now if you want this, or you're going to lose it. Oh my gosh. I'm going to put the word sold because it looks like it's going to be going. Going. Oh, 575. 575. 575. 575. Ratliff. And that came in right at the auction. I'm going to let it go. You guys are bidding. I'm just going to wait until one of these guys say I'm out. All right, I'm just going to keep letting it go. One of you guys, 585. We're at 585. 585. Ratliff. I'm not going to let it end because nobody else is bidding. I'm just going to let it keep on going until one of you guys say I quit. All right? That's what I'm going to do. One of you two have to say I quit, and then it'll be over. Okay? This is the ultimate deal. This is even better than yesterday. This is stuff. This is worth, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40. I mean, this is worth 590. We're at 590. 590. 590. 590. 590. 590. Can we get 600? Can we get 600 from Ratliff? Will his wife let him to buy it for 600? 590. Nope, he's not at 590. He's still at 585. 590. 600. We're at 600, Ratliff. Okay, so we're at 600. We're at 600. We're at $600. I can't believe this. $600 for, oh my gosh. 600. 600, baby. I'm out. Oh, Keith is out. I'm out. I'm going to give him 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to give him just a second more if he wants to bid in. I think he says I'm out. I wanted him to say I quit, but he couldn't say that. He had to put I'm out. And $600 to Mr. Ratliff. Poor Mr. Keith. He's tried to do this for the last 2 auctions and he lost. Unbelievable. All right, so we sold it. We sold the ultimate package. We sold the ultimate package to Mr. Ratliff. Holy moly. Good grief, $600. That is just crazy. I quit. Oh, more interested in Tyco. I'm sorry, Keith. I plan on doing more of these, Keith. I just don't have a lot of Tyco here. I'm sorry. But that's the auction, baby. There we go, man. That's the ultimate. Okay? How in the world do I already do 2.5 hours of live stream? Where did the 2 hours? Oh, I talked for an hour. Literally. So all this has to be packed up now and put in a box. And I will send Mr. Ratliff. I'm going to send him his. I'm going to send him his order right now so I can get paid for it right this second. So let's get all these cars on top of here. This was well worth $600. You are getting $600 worth of product. Let me put it that way. There is no question that you have $600 worth of product. Okay, and probably more. There's probably $2,000 or $3,000 in product here. All right, so we're going to create an order. And it's Mr. Ratliff, Ratliff. James Ratliff. Here we go. Raymond No, it's James Ratliff. I think it's James. One order? No, it can't be that one. He needs to send me a text message. Which one is he? Is he James or which Ratliff is he? Customers. Ratliff. Ratliff. All right, I have Raymond. Okay, it's got to be Raymond because that's the most orders. He lives in Iowa. Yep. All right, so we're going to create an order. We're going to do a custom order. Mega order lot, pounds to all righty. So we got 600. Send him an invoice. And now I'm going to pack all this stuff in the bag here. Some of this stuff we're going to put in the bag because I can't pack up everything. So he basically has an entire collection. That's all his now. And this is all of Mr. Ratliff. Mr. Ratliff now has a huge assortment of cars. We are sending him an invoice right now. He just got his invoice right this second. And that is the Progressive Auctions. That's going to be my new style auction from now on, is called the Progressive Auction. And there is no limit until, basically, I'm going to do it until the last person, there's 2 people and one of them quits. Now, here's the thing about it, is a spoiler guy could come in and say, hey, I want to buy it. Boom. And he could come in and outbid everybody. But it's going to be called the Progressive Auction. That's what I'm going to do because I'm the owner and I can do what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I got that, Ratliff. I already sent you the invoice. You got the invoice, baby. You got it. Anything at all, you got it. All right, so let's get the box all boxed up here. All right, so these are all the cars that we're going to do the Progressive Auctions on. These are all the cars I bought from the last 4 collectors that I bought from. And I need to get a box. Let's get a box here. Put the box right here. Now we'll put all the individual cars can be put in here just like this. And that gives us a room to put all the wrapped cars. Okay. Now we're going to wrap all these cars in their own packaging. Let me get a couple of bubble wraps. And we're going to wrap all the cars up. And then the bag of stuff, one big bag of stuff, we're going to stick that right there along with the last car and the bubble wrap to keep it from moving around. And now we just wait until Mr. Ratliff pays and I can ship it out to him today. There we go. There we go. Mr. Radcliffe, he's the winner. I'm sorry, Keith. I feel sorry for Keith. He's tried to do this twice now, and he's lost both auctions. I'm very sorry, Keith. Poor guy. I feel sorry for Keith. Of course, I always say, you know, bid what's the maximum amount you can afford. That's what I always say. All right, so we are going to send him an invoice again just in case he didn't get that other one. And then we are going to go up to orders and see if he's paid for it. And he has not paid for it yet. We're still waiting for the payment to come in. It's still a draft order. All of a sudden, I'll get a ding on my phone. And my phone is ringing. Now we have Mr. Iowa calling me. Yes, Mr. Iowa.
The wife pays for everything, so you won't get paid until I can get a hold of her, and she's at work right now.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, this could be a problem. Did she okay?
Oh, it's not a problem. She just knows all the codes for all that.
No, but does she know what you just bought? Is that going to be approved? Did you get an approval from your wife? I mean, we might have a conflict here, Mr. Ratliff.
All right, rub it in. I try some salt over it.
Okay, all right.
Hey, I do have another question.
Yes.
Did you ever sell that Love's trucking set that with the I-wheels one?
No, I have not sold that yet.
What are you going to want for that?
We're probably going to, let's see here. Let me ask ChatGPT. How much is the Love's trucking set, I-wheel set worth? Oh, I need the item number. Shoot. Let me see here. Yeah, they don't have it listed because I don't have the item number. Yeah, I've got it right here. You must be seeing it in the live stream, huh?
Yep. But I seen it a long time ago when you first got it. I've been waiting for you to do something with it.
CP
but you never have.
8150. Hold on.
That isn't the right one you're looking at now. That's just a regular Love. It's not. I want the Heartland Hauler one, the red, white, and blue one.
Oh, did I get one of those in I-wheel?
Or that one. I don't know if I don't think I got that one either.
No, this is the I-wheel with the chrome tanker. This is the really nice one. 81.
Yeah, I don't think I got that one either.
8159. Hold on a second. CP 8159 Love's trucking set. Keep American Trucking. I-wheel set with the white tanker. What's the cost? I mean, I've had offers as high as $500. I don't know where I would be right now on that, but You know, keep me abreasted, okay?
All right. No problem.
All right. All right. I'll wait for your payment then, okay?
Yeah, she normally calls me about noon, so
All right.
I'll let her know then.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Boy, the birds really are chirping, aren't they? Boy, those birds are chirping. All right, so that's not going to be paid for until his wife gets a hold of it. So don't feel sorry. I fight harder for Tycho. Okay, well, we're going to do a Tycho when I get back, okay? Just for you, okay, Keith? We're just going to do a progressive. We're just going to keep adding things for a Tycho. How's that? Who can afford $600? Pop Auctions, that's who. Well, I think everybody had fun with that auction. Did everybody have fun with? Oh, Matt. Oh, I forgot Matt had $600. Look here. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. That's my mistake. That's my mistake. But we had two people at 600. I'm sorry. I did not see you, Matt. That's my mistake. That's my mistake. Look here. I'm sorry. Dagnabbit. I knew I always messed something up. Well, I don't gamble much in Vegas anymore. Okay. The last time I spent when I went to Vegas in March, do you know how much I spent in Vegas back in March on the tables and in anywhere in the casino? Do you know how much I spent? Does anybody have any idea how much I spent at the casino? Take a guess. Just take a guess. How much do you think? 5,000. Are you kidding me? See you tomorrow. I lost, I was about $35. $35, about $50. Yeah, about $50. No more than $50. I thought it was about 30. I think I put 30 in this one game. What a cheapskate. I thought you, oh no, I'm not a high. There's no way you can win at Vegas unless you want to win big or lose big. There's no way to win in Vegas, okay? It is a zero-sum game, okay, going to Vegas, just so you know. Well, I have to get myself packed. I've got to make a couple phone calls, and I got to get some things done. I am sorry, Matt, Sylvia. I'll try to watch this next time so that you aren't shorted, okay? But I thank you for watching the live stream, okay? And you have a wonderful day, okay, guys? We'll see you later on Facebook. So we're signing off on Facebook. I sign off on Facebook first, and then I sign off on live stream at ProTinkerToys.com. Well, we got Facebook done. Okay, guys, thank you very much for supporting the show today. I think people like the progressive auction. And I will try to do as many live streams as I can driving to Vegas. So just keep your phones or your computers ready because you'll see me doing a live stream. If I'm driving and I have a good... See, when I'm driving to Vegas, there are certain places that I can do live streams, okay? And there's a lot of places I can't. Like, for example, Colorado. I can only do it for like 30 minutes into Colorado because then I get into the mountains and I cannot do anything in the mountains. Then driving across Kansas, can't do it across Kansas. Impossible. When I get to St. Louis, I can usually have good live streams from St. Louis to Kansas. But then it's off. And then usually I can get it from Lima, Ohio, all the way to Canton. I have good internet. Now, I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try to see how well that works. And we'll see you guys. Standby 2. Okay, standby 2, standby gear, Roger. $20. Progressive auction is definitely good. Okay, so one person likes it. Progressive auctions is definitely good. Okay, so we got one person that likes progressive auctions, okay? So we'll see how it goes. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. I am going to do a live stream tomorrow. I just don't know what time it will be.